Hello, Humus Heritage community. Welcome back to our channel where we celebrate the wisdom of working with nature rather than against it. If you've ever felt guilty about your messy fall garden, wondering if you're doing something wrong by not tidying everything up before winter, then this guide is exactly what you need to hear. Today, I'm going to share a gardening secret that might completely transform how you think about autumn cleanup. And, spoiler alert, it involves doing significantly less work while actually improving your soil exponentially. The autumn overlooked. Your soil's hidden gold. There's a deeply ingrained narrative about autumn gardening that tells us we must clear, clean, and prepare. We're conditioned to believe that a tidy garden is a healthy garden, that removing every fallen leaf and spent plant stock is somehow virtuous and necessary. But here's what most of us don't realize. This common instinct to thoroughly clean your garden actually robs your soil of some of its most vital nutrients and structural integrity. When we remove all that organic matter, we're essentially interrupting a process that has been perfecting soil for millions of years. The counterintuitive truth is this: leaving certain remnants in your garden isn't lazy or negligent. It's actually one of the most strategic decisions you can make for long-term soil health. Your untouched fall garden isn't a failure waiting to happen. It's a powerhouse of future growth in the making. Alright, let's talk about decomposition's power, which I like to call nature's fertilizer factory. You see, when you leave fallen leaves, spent plant stalks, and those residual roots in place, they don't just sit there doing nothing. Over the course of winter and into early spring, these plant materials undergo a fascinating transformation. Microorganisms, like bacteria, fungi, and actinomycetes that live in your soil, they see all this abundance as an open invitation to feast. Now, these microscopic creatures, they multiply like crazy, breaking down complex plant structures into simpler compounds, releasing nutrients that plant roots can easily absorb. And let's not forget about our friends, the earthworms. They play an equally crucial role in this natural composting process. As they burrow through soil enriched with organic matter, they consume decomposing plant material and leave behind castings that are extraordinarily rich in available nutrients. These castings, they're far superior to any commercial fertilizer when it comes to biological activity, and the earthworms themselves, they create tunnels improving both aeration and water infiltration. So, when you leave plant debris in place, you're essentially setting up an all-you-can-eat buffet for your soil's most valuable workforce. The beauty of this natural fertilizer factory is that it works on a slow-release schedule perfectly timed with plant needs. Isn't that just amazing? Beyond nutrient enrichment, there's another equally important benefit: the transformation of soil structure itself. Soil structure determines whether your soil is dense and lifeless or a living, breathing medium teeming with biological activity. When you incorporate plant debris and leaves into your soil, you're fundamentally changing its physical architecture. Decaying material creates pathways and pores throughout the soil matrix, effectively acting as nature's aeration system. These pathways allow air to penetrate deeper, which is essential because soil organisms need oxygen to thrive. They also allow water to move freely, preventing the compaction that occurs when soil is exposed to winter rains without protective organic matter. This enhanced structure creates the ideal soil for spring planting. It drains excess water quickly while simultaneously retaining adequate moisture during dry periods. Most importantly, the improved structure creates an inviting environment for the entire soil food web that forms the invisible foundation of plant health. Weed suppression and pest management. An unseen benefit. Many gardeners worry that leaving debris through winter will create weed and pest problems. This concern reveals a misunderstanding of how these systems work in nature. A natural layer of plant debris actually acts as one of the most effective natural mulches available and actively suppresses early spring weeds. Weed seeds need light, warmth, and exposed soil to sprout. Your natural mulch layer blocks light and creates a cooler microclimate at the soil surface, conditions that discourage germination. So, when it comes to pests, leaving plant debris actually gives a home to both the good guys and, yeah, sometimes the troublemakers too. But here's the thing: beneficial insects really do outnumber the harmful ones by a lot. Your soil ends up hosting ground beetles, spiders, parasitic wasps, and all sorts of predatory insects that spend the winter dormant, then pop up in the spring ready to hunt down pests. Honestly, this natural network of pest control is way more effective than any single pest species that might try to stick around in your debris. Winter's gift is all about preparing for explosive spring growth. If you could see the difference between conventional and natural beds come spring, you would witness the transformation that makes this practice so worthwhile. The uncleaned bed emerges dark, crumbly, and full of life. Plant roots encounter few obstacles as they expand into this welcoming medium. To optimize this natural fortification process, consider a few simple strategies. If your beds contain annual plants, cut their stems at ground level rather than pulling them out. Leave those roots to decompose naturally, adding biomass to the soil ecosystem. Cut stems and leaves into smaller pieces, and leave them on the surface as a light mulch layer. If you have abundant fall leaves, pile them generously over your beds. You can also add compost or well-rotted manure to empty beds, which will break down further through winter. For beds remaining empty, consider planting a cover crop such as winter rye or clover. These hardy plants protect soil from compaction, suppress weeds, and add nitrogen back into the soil as they grow. Come spring, cut them down and leave them to decompose in place, further enriching your soil. The payoff is extraordinary. Come spring, your garden will explode with vigorous growth. Your soil will be stronger, more resilient, and more alive than with any amount of conventional cultivation. Plants will grow more vigorously, drought tolerance will improve, disease resistance will increase, and your harvest will reflect the invisible abundance hidden beneath your enriched soil. Now that you understand the secret many experienced gardeners have known for years, that the best thing you can do for your fall garden is sometimes to simply leave it alone, you're armed with knowledge that will transform your practice. This season, resist the urge to clear everything away. Instead, embrace the philosophy that nature has always used to build the most fertile, productive soils on the planet. If you found this guide valuable, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage channel and join our community of gardeners learning to work with nature's systems. Share this video with fellow gardeners who might benefit from this perspective shift. In the comments below, tell us, are you ready to try leaving your fall garden untouched this winter? We'd love to hear about your experiences discovering the hidden potential in your garden's autumn remnants. Here's to stronger soil, healthier plants, and a more abundant harvest ahead.